There we go. So nice to see familiar faces and meet some new people. It's a pleasure to have you here. And some of you are doing double duty right now with me. You're in my other class and you're taking this class at the same time. So hopefully you won't get sick of seeing me 4 days a week. So I'll try to make it as pleasurable as possible. But yeah, hi. So business writing, just so you know, this is a class that is usually taught by Rosemary Shamia. Does anybody know Rosemary? Okay, I see some yeses. Okay, awesome. So she's an incredible teacher. I cannot take credit for putting the class together. So this is her baby. She put it together. The other classes you take from me were created by me. So this one's a little different. So she's got some great material in here. And I'm so excited that she asked me to help her out this summer because I usually don't teach this class. So it's going to be fun to share this with you. And I have to be honest, when she said to me, "Hey Cindy, could you take this class for me this summer?" And I said, "Oh, sure. What is it?" And she said, "It's business letter writing." And I said, "Do we still write letters?" That's what I said to her. And she's like, "Well, think about it. We do. They're just sent differently, right?" And so it was really funny for me too, because when you think about a class like this, most people say, "Good morning, Nazeli. Good morning, everyone." We don't write letters anymore, but if you think about it, we do. It's just a little bit different. So we may not be putting a stamp on it anymore and putting it in the mail. Sometimes we do, but definitely in business, we're still getting memos out there, letters out there to people. And I will give you some great examples of that. So I did open this class last week. And I saw it's nice for me as a teacher. I can't see what you're doing on Canvas. Obviously, I can't spy on you, but I can see when students have checked it, have signed in. So it was nice that several of you got into Canvas, kind of probably looked around. And please, if you have any, questions, let me know. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Um, yeah, hold on 1 second. I have so many tabs open that I first want to get you the right one. Okay, let's try this again. All right. So hopefully you can see my screen. This is our class, letter writing, right? So you should have this card on your dashboard in Canvas. And a couple of you are brand new to me. So have you all, like Anna, Nazeli, and Anush as well, have you all used Canvas before? Like, you can give me a thumbs up if you don't want to show your face right now. Or unmute and say, yes, okay, Anna, thank you. Anush, how about you, Nazeli? Have you used Canvas before?
I'm new to this, but I'm trying my best.
Oh, okay. That helps me because I don't want to rush through anything. Okay. So please, just because some people have used it, are kind of like, "Oh, I know how to do this." I don't want to rush anything. So always ask questions. And if I go too quickly, please let me know. Okay. Because I am very happy to slow down. So when you got into Canvas, obviously it took you to this page. So this is called our home page. One of the interesting things about our home page is that announcements will show up here. So I am not up at midnight like a lot of you are. Sometimes I see you signed into to Canvas like at 12:10 a.m. or 2 a.m. So you all are up. I'm not. but my announcements come out at midnight, right? So I set them in advance, and they're just to kind of give you information that you might need. You might have reminders when assignments are due. So these will always show up. The most recent ones will always show up on your homepage. So I sent one yesterday, obviously, just to say, hey, class starts tomorrow. And then today, two new announcements came out. These were more informational for you, right? So they're supplemental to what I'm teaching today in class. So just so you know, they're here on the homepage. You can also, if you're just getting to know Canvas a little bit, in the navigation bar, this is called the navigation bar, you can also click on announcements, and that way you can see if you missed one, right? So I think the first announcement that I sent out was last week, and it said, welcome to class. Class starts next week. And it told you a little bit about the class. Okay. So any questions on the homepage or announcements? And Nazeli, speak up if you have any questions. Okay. Um, yes, Anna, hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi. I can find should I sign in?
Oh, good question. So in this class, you do not sign in. I take attendance. So I usually by 8:20, I see who's here and I mark attendance and turn it into the college. I also pay attention to see, because some people sign in and then they leave. So thanks for asking, Anna. You're not going to sign in for attendance in this class. So I take care of that for you. So
Thank you.
yeah, I appreciate the question. Because yeah, exactly, Anush. One less thing for you to have to do, right? Let the teacher take that responsibility. It's my pleasure. So after class, I submit attendance into PeopleSoft. I take not a screenshot of you, but just a screenshot of my attendance link. You all probably, let me show you where it, do I have it in here? You can't see it, I don't think, but I can. So whoever's in class, I take the roll and then I turn that into the school. So that's kind of how I do it. So thank you for asking, because I know some of your classes you're responsible for signing in. Okay. So let me, so after the homepage, one of the important things that's included in every class, right? Every teacher has to do this, is include a syllabus, right? So I have opened the syllabus for you in Canvas. Did anybody have a chance to look at this since I did open the class last week? And it's okay if you did not. I'm not expecting people to have done everything in class, but just a thumbs up if anybody was able to look at it briefly. Okay, James is no. And please participate, everyone, either unmute or thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, so Anna, you did, Liana, you did, Karen, you did. Okay, yeah. And again, when I ask questions, it's not to penalize, it's not to say, hey, you should have looked at this. No, it's just to help me. I don't want to spend too much time repeating something if you hadn't gone through it. So, oh, and I will check chat. No. Okay, thanks, Feta. Thanks, Mary. Thanks, Sargis. Okay, so the syllabus, and I have to tell you, when I was a student, I hardly ever looked through this thing. You know, teachers would give it to us and I'd be like, oh, yeah. But it's really helpful. It's got a lot of important information on here, especially if you need a certificate in class. It tells you, you know, how much participation you have to do in class, right? So in my classes, mics are always on when you're speaking. If you can, cameras are on, especially when you're speaking, right? Because it's a participation class. I understand sometimes you can't. Like right now, two of our students are driving, so I don't want them to turn on their camera or unmute. But most of us, when we can, it's important because that's how we get to kind of talk through in class. So the class is hybrid. For those of you that have already taken classes with me, you know what this is. So we meet 2 days a week, Mondays and Wednesdays from 8 to 10. So again, if you've taken my other classes, they run 8 to 12. This is just 2 hours. And the reason the class was set up that way is to give you time in the after class is over to submit your assignments, because we are all so busy. You have your kids at home, you have other classes that you're taking. So it gives you time when class stops at 10 to kind of stay in Canvas and submit your assignment if you'd like. So that's why it's just a quick 2 hours every Monday and Wednesday. And it does run for 4 weeks. So it does take, oh, okay, Sargis, thanks. It does, it does go by the 4 weeks. It will end July 24th, but we're only meeting those 2 days a week. Okay, so that's kind of what, and the hybrid part. So what does hybrid mean? The class is supposed to last the class is supposed to take you, the student, 8 hours a week. Okay. Again, different than the other classes I teach, because a lot of you know me already. They're 16-hour-a-week classes. This is only 8. So it's a much shorter as far as hours that you have to commit to it. So we are in class 4 hours throughout the week. You will be in class, you will be submitting assignments and etc. Those other 4 hours should be used for that. Okay, so that's what hybrid means. Especially, Nazeli, with you new to Canvas, but new to hybrid, right? So it's like, oh, wait, I have to do some things on my own time. So that's really important to take note of. Okay. I do hold office hours. So if you would ever like to meet with me privately to talk about something, you're welcome to schedule an appointment. My office hours are usually open before class starts. So as early as 7:15, 7:30, 7:45. It depends how much time you need to talk to me, but you're welcome to make an appointment with me. Those meetings, of course, are not recorded. And it's just between you and I, right? So sometimes students want to chat with me privately, and I do offer that. All right, I'm not going to read this to you. I expect you to read this on your own. One of the things with every class you take that's online, oh, I can't highlight this, that's online, hybrid, whatever, is something called the check-in assignment. So even though you're all here with me in Zoom today, you are responsible for submitting a check-in assignment in Canvas. That is a written record that you're in the class, right? So I'm going to go through that check-in assignment in a second, but it's just something that's required. It's due on Tuesday. And in that check-in assignment, which is a discussion, you respond to 2 classmates. So again, those of you that have taken class with me, you know this already. Tuesday, Thursday, right? You post on Tuesday, you respond to 2 classmates on Thursday. Karen at Verdugo, don't unmute because I know you're driving. At Verdugo, it's different, right? It's Thursday check-in, Saturday response. But for here at Garfield, it's Tuesday, Thursday with me. So I'll go through that, and basically it's saying to the school, this person showed up in Zoom, but they're also actively participating in the class. And why do you respond to 2 students? It's like if we were in a classroom and we want to talk to one another. So Mary says, oh, by the way, blah, blah, blah. And Smeta's like, oh, yeah, me too. And we have this discussion in a classroom, except it's taking place online. So I will show you that in a second. The rest of the syllabus really talks about participation. You must be active in a class. You can't just sign into a Zoom and stay silent the entire time. And I am going to scroll down. I'm going to try not to make you all dizzy. There are some resources here for you. But let me get down to the bottom. Okay, my contact information. So I can be reached in the inbox. So inbox is right here. So while you're in class, any communication with me has to come into the inbox. So if you had a question about an assignment or you're running late and you say, Cindy, I need to turn this in tomorrow, not today, because I got really busy. You actually send me a message through the inbox. My GCC email, I will, after class is over, if you still want to stay in touch with me, you can stay in touch with me through my GCC email. But classwork, everything that we do in class, or any questions that have to do with class have to be done through the inbox. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. Let me check. Oh, sure, Vegetarian. Oh, all these kids going to camp. I love it. So let me see. And I gave you some instructions there. I talked about my office hours. I do respond to students quickly within 24 hours. If you have emailed me through the inbox, you will get a response. So you're never left just hanging there. This class, I'm responding Monday through Thursday, not so much on the weekends because none of our assignments are due on the weekends. In my other classes, I have assignments that are due Fridays and Saturdays, but not this class, everyone. I try to get you all wrapped up by the end of the week, so you don't have to do anything on the weekends. And that's it. Read this when you have a chance. I obviously am not going to read the syllabus to you, but check it out, when you get a chance. Another really nice thing about the syllabus is it does tell you when assignments are due. So that's a great way to keep you organized, right? So if you go through, you can see all the dates that assignments are due. It's important even when we're not in class on Mondays and Wednesdays to sign into class, see if anything's due, read up on things, just to stay on top of it. I'll pause for a second to see if there are questions on the syllabus. And where I found that was right here. Okay. Oh, I should mention one thing. In my longer classes, I give everybody a break. In this class, I don't, because it's just 2 hours and then we're out of here. So what I recommend, let me stop sharing for a second. What I recommend is if you need to step away from the class, go to your reactions and put up your coffee cup. So, oh, you can't see it with me. Let me put my head there to see if you can. Let me turn my video off for a second. You can see it. So the coffee cup, everybody can use it. Oh, you can see it, Tatovic. Okay. Everybody can, like I said, if you step away and your kids need you, or you have to use the restroom, or you have to get something to drink, or you need to stretch, right? And you're not listening to me anymore, for a few, just put that cup up. It lets me know you've stepped away. And it also stops me from saying, hello, are you there? Because I call on you a lot in class and I don't want to keep repeating your name and you're not there. So yeah, excellent. So use that coffee cup if you need to, because it's a 2-hour class. I'm not giving you a formal break, but you might need a break. All right, questions on that? Quiet class. You're either everything is so clear, you don't have questions, or let me see the chat. Where do I find? Oh, okay. Who is this, Nazeli? Okay, let me stop sharing. So, Nazeli, are you on like a laptop or desktop?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. So in our Zoom room right now, at the bottom of your screen, on the left-hand side, it says there's a microphone, right? There's your video, there's chat. There is, I don't know what you all see because I have more than you. There is a heading that says reactions. Can you see it? It looks like a smiley face. Do you see
Yes,
it?
I get it.
Awesome.
I
Okay.
get it.
So once you click on that, it allows you, you can clap, you can give a thumbs up, you can, if your teacher tells a really funny joke, you can use the laughter, right? I like it when people laugh at me. You can use with me, not at me, with me, a heart. And then on the second row, there's yes, no, and to the right is a coffee cup. Do you see it?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. So if you click it, it shows up. And then if you click it again, it disappears. Also, Nazeli, this is how you raise your hand in class. So if you have a question for me, instead of just unmuting, you actually put your hand up. And what that does is it moves you to the front of my Zoom, right? So a lot of times if someone's talking, I don't know who it is. So if you have your hand up, I see you. And then this is the only icon that you have to take down yourself. It doesn't just disappear. So after, I've answered the question, I can either put your hand down or you can click lower hand and it will lower.
One more question.
Yes.
Do we have to be on the Zoom meeting every day?
Mondays and Wednesdays from 8 to 10.
Okay.
Yeah, Mondays and Wednesdays from 8 to 10. Now, if for some reason you have an appointment, some people are working right now or you're doing something, you just need to email me and let me know you're not there that day. Sometimes people leave early. They have a doctor's appointment or something, but you have to let me know ahead of time, right? You can't just disappear. So yes, Mondays and Wednesdays from 8 to 10. And that is in the syllabus that I shared, right? So it will tell you, close your eyes so I don't make you dizzy. I'm going to go to that part. Hold on, I think it's up top. Close your eyes, you guys. I don't want to make you dizzy because I'm going to scroll fast. There we go. So Mondays and Wednesdays from 8 to 10. It's right here. And then the rest of the class is hybrid. So you're completing assignments as you go. Did that help, Nazeli?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. You're very welcome. Yes, please ask away. I'd never want someone to be confused in my class. All right. Speaking of maybe having to miss a class or you come in late or you have to leave early, the class is recorded. So you got into class through Glendale Zoom, right? That's how you all got in today. When class is over, in the class recording section, our lecture will be there. It takes a couple hours. Takes a couple hours to show up. So usually if I end the class at 10, by noon, the lecture is there. So Zoom has this great section called cloud recordings. So if you did miss a class for whatever reason, or you missed part of a class, you can go in there and catch up on the lecture. So that's also a nice feature for you all. Okay, so some of you know this already, some of you don't. And Karen, just so you know, you have the fast speaker mode on. So what I'm saying is speeding up for you. So you'll have to undo that if I'm talking too fast for you. Or maybe you want me to talk fast. But you have the fast fast speaker button on, Karen, but I know you're driving, so be careful. Okay. Let me go to the most important part of the class, modules. So again, modules is right here. So we have home, syllabus, modules, announcement, Zoom. That's what you're really going to need for most of the classes, right? So in our modules, no, not sorry, Karen. I just want to make sure it's not too fast for you. In our modules, this is really important. So I want to make sure everybody understands this. You must open up everything. So even if you've taken courses before in Canvas, you know how to do this, you know how to do that. In my classes, you have to open up every single page or it won't let you go to the next module. So for example, once you are done with the getting started module, then you can get in to our day one module. It's sequential order, right? So everything is in order in my class. So sometimes a student will say, Cindy, I can't open up this module. You locked it. I didn't lock it. It's open, but you have to complete everything before that to get in. Does that make sense to everybody? I'm actually asking the people that are new to me, because I know most of you, there's just a few of you that are brand new to me as a teacher. Okay, just want to make sure. Yes.
So sorry for interrupting, but now I am in module, and I see this part day one. All this section are passive.
Right, because you must do everything in this module first.
Okay.
Yeah, you must do everything in this module first. So when it's gray or passive, it's telling you you have to do everything in this module first. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So here's something that even if you went through this module last week, hi, good to see you. Good morning. Are you going to camp?
Good morning.
Are you going to camp?
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. Have fun. Have a good day. Aw.
Bye.
Bye. I love your kids, everyone. I absolutely love them. I love pets just as equally. So if you have a dog or cat you want to show me, you can do that too. Okay. So this module opened up last week. However, one of the assignments, the assignment part of that module did not. That opened today. Let me look at chat. Yeah, she is beautiful, right, Karen? So this assignment would need to be, sorry, I have to go back to one thing. This assignment, which is due tomorrow, would have to be completed. Oh, you know what? Hold on one second. I'm going to change my mind about something. Excuse me for a second. That's not going to work. Hold on, because otherwise there's something we have to do during class. I'm going to get rid of these prerequisites. Hold on one second. Prerequisites. Sorry, I'm showing you the teacher stuff. I didn't realize this would mess you up. Okay, there we go. Let me make sure I just did everything. Okay. So it opens today. There's no prerequisites. Who's Anush, was it you that said it was, who's the person that just said they can't see module 1?
It's me, day one.
Day 1.
I can see, but
Excellent.
it's passive.
Now
Passive.
refresh your screen and see if it's
Uh-huh.
active now.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Excellent.
Now
Okay.
it's active. Thank
Got
you.
it. I had to do that because in class, we're doing an assignment in this module together as a group. And I just realized you can't do it if you didn't do this.
Mhm.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. But moving forward from now on, you have to do the modules. You have to complete everything before you go to the next module. Okay. Thank you for letting me know because I did make a mistake there. All right. So here is your check-in assignment. And I hope this is fun. I hope this is fun for you. This is a letter to your future self. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. You write yourself a letter. You know, maybe, let me give an example. Maybe I'm very stressed right now. I have a lot of personal things going on. I'm worried about my kids. Maybe there's a lot going on. So my letter is going to say, Dear Cindy, right? It's my future self. Dear Cindy, I know that 2024 was a year that was very stressful. Or maybe I just moved here from another country. I know you were just starting here in the United States, and it was very overwhelming. You were learning the language, you were learning the culture. Now, 10 years later, 20 years later, look at all that you've accomplished. Your kids are grown and they are successful. You speak English fluently. You don't even have to worry about it anymore. You can talk to anybody. I have a career doing whatever, right? So it's really fun, everyone. This is your dream. This is what you want your future to be. So in this discussion, you're writing a letter to your future self. And I gave you some ideas, right? You're going to date it today's date or tomorrow's date because it's due tomorrow. Your name, right? If you want to change your name in the future, go for it. You can, your future name. You can put your address. Maybe you want to live in Hawaii, make up an address and that this is where you're living now. And then you write your letter. Dear Cindy, dear Tatavik, dear Liana, dear Angane, dear Karen, dear Sargis, and you write the letter to yourself, right? This is where I am today in 2020, July 1st, 2024. And what's my future? I gave you some ideas. You can remind yourself that you've gotten through some really tough things. Acknowledge what you're good at, what you need to work on. Maybe you procrastinate a lot. Maybe you worry a lot. Those are things you can share in this letter. And then where do you want to be in the future? So it's just a nice, fun letter. Oh, it does?
Yes. Yeah. But I mean, y- yeah. I
Where?
mean,
Where,
yeah, I
where,
don't
where?
think it's. Oh, at the end of the first paragraph
Ah,
of after dear student.
dear student.
Yeah, at the end of the first paragraph.
Ah, okay. How about, thank you. Since it's not my class, James, I really appreciate that because I changed a lot of things. How about that? Whoops. So 5, 10, or 20 years from now. You can pick. I'm going to let you guys pick. I want more creativity here because 2 years is sometimes not enough time. You need more time. You might, thanks, James, for that. You might be working on a degree, right? So it's just not enough time. But for this assignment, everyone, I'm not looking for, oh, it has to be everything spelled correctly, everything. I want to just hear from you. The only thing that's required is that it's set up correctly because it is a letter writing class. So you want a date, you want dear somebody, right? So it's a letter. We do write letters in block format, right? So this is an example. You know, I'm going to start my first paragraph. I'm going to have my second paragraph. So that's the only requirement. But other than that, I just want to get to know you a little bit. Okay. So if you've never used Canvas, so this is for you, Nazelli, dear Nazelli. When you go into a discussion, I do give you guides on how to respond to a discussion. But basically what you do is you select reply. And this is how you start. So dear Cindy, right? So you're going to write your letter right in this discussion, right? So here, you know, sorry, blah, 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 right? So there's my letter, and then I post my reply. Yes, go ahead, Anush.
Sorry, teacher, but I can't find in my page discussion position. I can't find.
So where?
I don't have. I don't have.
Okay, you should have it. I'm trying to delete this. Sorry. Hold on. Let me go back to modules.
I have only home, syllabus, modules, announcements, Glendale Zoom, chat, badges.
It's modules, right? It's modules.
It's modules?
Yes, everything's in modules. So that's what I was, that's what I said earlier, is that everything, all our class is in modules.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, sorry.
Okay. No, that's okay. That's why we're here. It won't let me get out of here. Here we go. So modules is under syllabus. Our entire class is there. So right now, you should be able to see the getting started modules, the day 1 letters modules, okay?
Okay.
And then what I was just in was mandatory check-in assignment. So I'm at the top getting started. Mandatory check-in assignment, letter to my future self. Can you see it, Anush?
Letter to my future self assignment. Yes, I can see.
Awesome. Okay. Oh, James, thank you. Yeah, I was stuck, so I just left. Yeah, post, you're right. So that's your assignment that's due tomorrow, right? You're just, and again, please have fun with this. This is not a stress assignment. This is a fun assignment. Where are you? By the way, you don't have to tell me where you're going to be in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. It's or. If you want to use 2 years, say in 2 years. If you want to use 5 years, use 5 years. So it's truly up to you, but have a lot of fun with this. Okay. Now, once you, let me try to get rid of this, James, like I wanted to delete. Here we go. Okay. Once you post your response, by Thursday, you're going to respond to 2 classmates. Oh, Liana, I liked what you wrote in your letter. I have the same dream to do this, or I hope, you know, blah, blah, blah. So you're going to respond to 2 classmates. Okay. So part 1 is due tomorrow. Let me scroll back up. Part 1 is due tomorrow and part 2 is due on Thursday. Thank you for the questions that were asked, because I want to make sure you know how to find everything. Everything in class is in modules. Every single thing we do is in modules. Let me check. So we will be able to see each other. Yes, Nazeli, that's a good question. Whenever there is, and I'm going to show you how this looks in your, so you know when you'll be able to see each other's assignments. Anytime you see a chat box like this, that means people can see what you're writing and you're seeing what they're writing. Okay, so that's a good point. What if, let me do something like funny. Yeah, in 2 years, I hope my grown son is out of this house. He's lazy. He doesn't have a job. Maybe I don't want to say that, right? So it is something that you would share with your, hi Sveta, nice to see you. You would share with the class that you don't mind sharing. So anytime there's these 2 little boxes, that means it's visible. You're talking to one another. Anytime you see this, it's kind of hard to see. It's a piece of paper with a pen. That's an assignment. That's only I can see it. So that does not go to the class. That goes just to me, and I take a look at it. So you can always tell if it's going to be visible to others by this little icon here. It will help you. No, Karen, this isn't my class. Thanks, Karen. She asked about minimum word count. Most of my classes are set up minimum word count. Like, so when you submit a letter, I don't want you to say, in 5 years, I hope to be rich. The end, Cindy. That's not going to cut it. But I don't have a word count for these assignments. I didn't want to change Rosemary's stuff too much. So, all right. So any questions on what is due this coming Tuesday, tomorrow, for the check-in assignment? Anush, do you
Tomorrow,
have
yes, I want to check once again.
Sure.
Tomorrow we will write about a letter to ourselves.
Yes.
Is it right?
Yes.
And in Thursday, it's a review for what? A review.
You review. So look by now remember, it's by tomorrow. It doesn't have to be done tomorrow. Most people do this. You could do it the same day, right? So after class, you can start it. By Tuesday, you want to locate a letter from 2 students and comment on it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I like your goals. We're very similar, right? Or, something like that where you're responding to them. They're nice.
To summarize, it's something to write a comment about another students of our group. Yes.
Yes, exactly. So let's say this is me, right? And I write this nice letter, and I'm going to post it. And you see my letter, and you're like, oh, Cindy, she wrote, I really liked what she wrote. She talked about in 5 years, she wanted to do this, this, this. I'm going to comment on her letter. So then you reply to me, and you're like, hi, Cindy. And you talk about, you give me, you talk about my letter a little bit and make some comments.
Okay.
So let's say this is you, Anush, right? You just put, you type your letter, and then I can
Mhm.
come back and I can comment on your letter.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not too in class like this, we have to have discussions every week. So it's going to be weekly, Anush, where you post on a Tuesday, a different topic every week, and respond to 2 classmates on a Thursday.
Mhm. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And if you're getting stuck, if you can't figure it out, what should you
Mhm.
do? What should you do when class is over and I'm no longer here live?
I can write an email you?
Yep.
I can email you.
Yes, you email me through the inbox and say, Cindy, I don't understand. And I'll walk you through it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, thank you
Okay.
for
You're
explanation.
welcome. You're welcome. It's new, you know. Hi. Oh my gosh, I get to see everybody's kids today. Hi, guys. Oh, she loves her little one. Oh, nice to see you. So sweet. So sweet. You're very welcome for the explanation, and that's what I'm here for, right? Because Canvas, it may be new to you or not, and every teacher is different. So that's why busy mom, very busy mom, absolutely. So, all right, I'm going to leave this one, go back to our modules. Ah, wrong class. Oh my gosh, I almost took you to another class. Eee. Modules. Okay. So once you're done with that, you're going to get to today's class. And I will be going through a PowerPoint with you. I'll be teaching you how to write a memo and why we still use them. This is different than a letter. It's not as complicated as a letter. I provide you with lots of examples that I think will help, but we're going to talk about why they're important and what the important parts of a memo are. So today, we have some classwork that we're going to do together. So you will be in Canvas with me completing this assignment. You have an assignment that is due by Thursday, which I'm going to walk you through. Don't worry, don't panic. I provide you with lots of handouts and samples. That's how I learn, you know, is to see an example. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's how you do it. And then you will have access to my PowerPoint, which I'm using today. Okay. So everyone should be able to see this now that I fixed it. I'm going to stop sharing for a second. And I'm going to start with PowerPoint. All right. So writing business letters is the course. You're in the right class. And the check-in assignment, this is just a quick reminder for you, is due tomorrow, but we just spent some time on this, okay? And at any time in the PowerPoint, if you don't understand something or you have some extra questions, please let me know. The first slide should be very easy for everyone. It's introducing yourselves, right? So if you are able to just, we'll do this briefly because I want to get into the meat of the class. Just say hi real quick. Tell us if you have a nickname and tell us if you have a hobby. Like, what do you like to do? What's one of your favorite pastimes? And Karen, I'm not going to ask you to unmute because you are driving. So I'm going to start with Varditer. Are you home where you can talk, or are you still driving?
Yes, I just
Yay. Hi. So do you have a nickname, and what is do you have a hobby?
sorry. Do I have to answer? It was You asked me or
Yes, I did
to
ask
everyone?
you. I did
Ah,
ask you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a lot of hobbies. Most of all, I like drawing and I like taking pictures. That's why
Ooh,
I'm taking photography class just for fun.
I
And
love it.
every Friday I draw some pictures, I mean on canvas. Mm,
I love
I
it.
like I
Thank
like
you.
art
I
and I
love
like
it.
visiting museums.
Oh, very nice. That's a great, thank you for sharing that. I love it. Thanks, Parditer.
Thank you.
And Anna, how about you? Do you have a nickname? What's your hobby, interests?
Hi, good morning,
Hi,
everyone.
good
My
morning.
name is Anna Rechenko. I don't have any nickname.
Okay, that's some people do, some people don't. Yeah,
Yes, I have some hobby. My favorite hiking and visited new place.
I
I
love
like
it.
California because it's a lot of beautiful place. Yes,
Yeah, excellent. Nice to meet you, Anna. Thank you so
nice to
much.
meet you too.
Bye. Sveta, how about you? Or Svetlana? I called you by your nickname. Sorry. Oh, you're muted.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I have pen name and Nika Light.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you want, you could call me Nika. Yeah,
Ah, so not Sveta.
no, Sveta. Yeah,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, no,
I
no. Sveta is my real name.
okay.
Yeah, and my pen name for publishing books, it's Nika Light.
But you like Nika? Nika?
Yeah, I'm okay with both.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. That's cool. I didn't
Yes.
know. So what are your hobbies? I know you're a writer. So what do you
Yeah,
find fun?
this is my huge hobby, books. It's writing and reading books. Also, I like music, rock music, and I like movies, and I
Excellent.
like riding bicycle.
Oh,
That's all.
very nice. You are busy. Thank you for the introduction. Yeah.
Thank you.
Excellent. Liana, go ahead. Say hi. What are your hobbies?
Hi, Cindy. Hi, nice to meet you. How are you?
Nice to see you. I'm doing well. How about you?
That's okay. Thank you. I'm
Good.
fine also. And as already everyone see, I'm Liana. I have no any nicknames. I just have one name.
That's okay.
And what about my hobbies? I already miss my old hobbies. Now my hobbies are my kids.
Oh, yep, absolutely, right? They're whatever
Yes.
hobbies your kids have, they become your hobbies.
Yes, hopefully when they grown up, I will continue my hobbies. But right now, I have no time for anything else.
What did you used to like to
My
do?
whole time is connected with them. Sorry.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. What did you used to like to do? What were your hobbies in the past?
Oh, uh, reading was my hobby. Music
Yeah.
was my hobby.
Yeah.
Um, I play the piano. Now I have no here piano.
Aw, yeah. Yeah. Okay,
So
great.
I had many of them, but now I stopped everything.
It's the kids. It's the kids. I hear you.
Yes, because of them.
I get it. I get it. So thanks for sharing. Nazeli,
Thank you.
how about you? I bet you don't have time
Yes,
either.
hello. Give me one second. Um, so my name is Nazeli. Getting the kids ready too, so they can go to camp.
Got it.
I don't have a hobby anymore because I have 3 kids. So
Oh my gosh, you all. It's crazy.
yes. But I love to read, which I never have time for
Yeah.
anymore. And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Thank you. Hi, kids. James, how about you?
Hi, doctor. Hi, professor. Can you see me?
Yep, can see you.
Okay,
Hi.
awesome. Yeah. Yeah, no nickname here. I just, yeah, my favorite hobby right now is listening to music. and taking acting classes.
Excellent. When you have
Um,
time. Yeah.
yeah, when I have time. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. And then I'm taking a lot of vocational classes at Garfield. So,
Excellent. Thanks, James.
oh, you're welcome.
All right. Anush, how about you?
Hi, my name is Anush. I don't have any nickname. I have any nickname, and my hobbies are style and fashion and taking English classes in Garfield campus.
I love it. I love it. Excellent. Thank you, Anush. How about you, Mary?
I'm sorry, Anush have no any nickname because her name is already a nickname. Anush means in Armenian sweet.
Oh, I love it. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Mary, how about you? No nickname, probably. Your name is short.
Yes, I have no nickname, and my hobbies is basketball. I like to
Ooh,
play basketball with my son and with my husband. Uh, Besides that, I like cooking.
ooh.
It's my everyday. It's one of the parts of my everyday household chores. But
Yeah.
it is also a hobby because I like it. Especially, I like
Good.
cooking Armenian dishes.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thanks, Mary. I
Thank you.
didn't know that about you. Yeah. Tatavik, how about you?
Um, I don't have nickname, but I have a lot of hobbies, like reading books, learning new skills, playing chess with my husband, and also
Wow.
walking every day,
Wow.
30 minutes.
Nice. Nice. I love it.
Thank you.
Sargis, how about you?
Thank you, Professor. So my name is Sargis. I don't have any nickname. So currently here, I don't have any hobby because I used to have hobby when I was living in Armenia. Just I was gardening while I used to live in private
Ooh,
house. And doing the gardening, this is like getting relaxed your brain. This is a very nice thing.
yes.
Landschafting, gardening, like
Ooh,
cleaning the grass is like we used to live in private house. That's why I had to do it. So it was very helpful. Now, unfortunately, here always I'm engaged I'm busy. Whatever I
yeah.
do, that's connected with my child. So
Yes.
let's say I would like to have to buy bicycle and to do just. I love bicycle. I like
Oh,
hiking, riding, such kind of things. So whatever is active things, I love it.
yes.
Also, the one thing just which I used to do, but here I don't do, but I would love just walking through evening time, just walking
Yes.
evening time. Here we don't do it. Here there is no so culture to
Ah,
do that, but in
yes.
Armenia we used to do it. So after
Yes.
10 p.m. we were doing it a lot.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, that's definitely. I see people walk in the evenings, they stroll, but it depends where you live. It's just, yeah, definitely different in
Yeah,
LA.
that it depends on area and also
Uh,
many circumstances.
exactly. Exactly. Thanks, Sargis. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you,
And
Professor.
Karen, you're my last one, but you can't, you're driving, correct? I don't want to make you.
It's okay. My name is Karen Preciado. I don't have a nickname. I'm just nice Karen, and I like playing volleyball and swimming with my boys. And it is true their hobbies are our hobbies. So that's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Thanks.
Excited to be here.
Thanks, Karen. And I like how she said, I'm nice, Karen, because now in our culture, the younger generation says, oh, stop being a Karen. Oh, she's such a Karen. It's a negative. So she has this name and she has to say, I'm a nice Karen, I promise. So, okay, everybody, thank you. So, my full name is Cynthia. So, I do have a nickname. I go by Cindy. I do not like to be called Cynthia at all. My mom used to call me that when she was really mad at me. So I just go by Cindy. Um, I'm like a lot of you. I love to read. I'm an avid reader. I read at least 1 to 2 books a week. It's my escape. I prefer to read versus watch TV. I am a former dancer, so I still take dance classes and Pilates classes. And so I try to keep in shape that way. I also have 2 dogs. So I also walk 30 minutes a day. And James, I think you remember this from my last class. I wake up at 3 in the morning and I walk my dogs at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. So my exercise is done before I jump in and do work. So it's a little bit crazy, but otherwise, once my day starts, I teach here at Glendale, but I also work in human resources. So my other job is it takes a lot of time. So yeah, anyway. Oh, Angane, I'm sorry, I didn't see your hand.
You forgot to ask me the question.
I forgot you?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Angane, I didn't mean to. Say hi.
Hi, my name is Angine. Actually, my name means that precious. And because my name is hard here, most of the people can't spell correctly. So I asked them to call me Angie. It's way easier to them to call me. And my hobbies are, having time with my kids. And I have my own little garden in my hallway. And the most the one that I love the most, the hobbies are baking Armenian gata. Actually, I'm baking lots of different kind of cookies and things, but gata is one of my favorite. And the expensive hobby that I love is traveling. I love to travel around the world. I try to find nice places and go with my kids. It's one of my expensive ones.
I love it. Yeah, that's a little bit more money. So excellent. And I'm so sorry I missed you. I was going through the squares, so I apologize.
No worries.
Yeah, thank you for speaking up, because I love. And by the way, I've seen Angane's little garden and it's beautiful. So I love it. And Sargis, yeah, I know you would appreciate as well. So thank you, everybody. It's a pleasure to see you again, or to meet you if this is the first class that I have with you. So, okay, what is a business letter? So in your last jobs or any job, did you ever have to write a letter? You can give me thumbs up or not, or did anybody in your last positions ever have to write a formal letter at work? Okay, 2 people, that's it. No,
I wrote.
James. Okay. Some of you, yes, some of you, no. Okay, thanks, Anush. So again, it's, we receive letters in the mail from companies. Karen said, yes, she wrote her resignation letter. When she quit her company, when she resigned, she wrote a letter. Perfect time to write a letter. So Karen, yes, excellent. So we use letters to reach out to clients. We a resignation letter, right? Yes, James, a letter to human resources. If you have a formal complaint or something you want to discuss with them. In my other class, we wrote a cover letter. That's a letter. So it is more formal, right? It's not like I'm just sending an email to someone real quick. It's set up formally. Sometimes it's on letterhead, the company letterhead. Sometimes it is just on a piece of formal, it's a document, right? So the things that have changed through the years is we usually send letters now through emails. We send it as an attachment. Some letters are still mailed. So if you work in the legal field or in the medical field, they are sometimes mailing letters to people. So we still see them. And letters are important, and I'll tell you why. A couple of you said art. It really isn't art, right? If you go into a museum, you're going to see old letters that were written. You're not going to pull up a computer and show you old emails. They're going to be letters, handwritten letters. I went to the Reagan Museum not too long ago, and there were these correspondence between President Reagan and others. I've been to Philadelphia to see our founding fathers and their museums, their correspondence to one another. So a lot of it is history, documentation, history. And it's something that I hope we don't lose completely. I hope we don't completely just do emails from now on. I think it's important to still have that more formal communication, no matter how we're sending it. So, all right. This is just, this was Rosemary put this in. It's okay. I wouldn't give it like 2 thumbs up on my laughter scale, but yes, love letters. Yes, love letters. You find those in history too. People that have written letters to somebody that they love. That's awesome. Our military, you write letters to people in the military. That's how they're getting correspondence. So we still use them, but yes, love letters. Now, memos are different. Who knows what a memo is? You can unmute yourself if you know. James is saying no.
Memorandum?
It stands for memorandum. Absolutely. A memo is a shortened word for memorandum. But do you know, like, what makes it different from a letter, do you think? And when have you seen it in the workplace? Or have you? I'm getting a couple no's.
It's a brief description of something, just as to draw attention very briefly.
Yes, exactly. And she said the right word. Thanks, Karen. It's brief. So a letter can be long. I'll show you the difference in a second, but a memo is very brief, and a memo is only used internally. So if we all work together, we would receive memos within our organization. We would not receive a memo from somebody outside of our organization. That's a letter. So a memo is an internal communication. It's short. It has, and think about this, one more thought on that. Let's say I work for a large like a Bank of America. Let's say we all work for Bank of America. We can still, it's not just memos going in our little office. We can send memos to employees at another Bank of America location. So we're not, as long as it's an employee or people that work with that organization, even if they're not on site, we can send memos to them. So that is the big difference, everyone. A memo is really an internal communication, which a letter can be external communication. So it's a important point to remember. And we have different purposes for them. So it's in a certain format, which we're going to show you examples of. It does convey information quickly. And sometimes you have it posted. So in, let's say, what happened? Oh, like, let's say COVID, right? So you'll see a memo that would show up in the workplace posted, like paper form, on a wall or door, right? This is a memo alerting employees that blah, blah, blah. So it could be something like that, that's of importance. All right, gonna undo all of these. So they can remind us, they can confirm something. Let me Are there e-memos? Ah, James. So what it is, so we can send them electronically, but it still has to be formatted like a memo. That's a really good question. So it would be sent as an attachment or in the body of the email. However, memos have a certain look, which I'm going to show you. So these are the ways that we might use it in the workplace. I just received a memo on results. We did a survey of employees. And so a memo came out from Human Resources to all of our employees talking about the results of the survey. So that was a way, it was sent by email, but it had the memo, it had the format of the memo. Let me see if there's anything that I can give you an example of from this. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, I know another thing that we do sometimes. Sometimes we send a memo to congratulate someone. So somebody got a promotion and I say, oh, this is to notify everyone that Angane has been promoted to this position. Please, everyone, congratulate her. So it goes out to all employees, internal only, right? By the way, I would never send that out to if someone's been terminated. That would be inappropriate, right? So that is not goodwill. That is that's just information, you know, that would be inappropriate. So we wouldn't use a memo for that. That would be confidential. All right. Here we go. This is what they look like. I'm going to give you some samples. So traditionally, if it's on a piece of paper, right, it's 8 by 11. So this is if you're going to print it. So you type it up, you print it, and it has to be posted somewhere. So that's the type of paper you're going to use. So when I go into Microsoft Word and type up a memo, and I would use Word for this, by the way. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry, allergies. I would use Microsoft Word for this, not a Google Doc. Microsoft Word has better formatting for a memo. They also have templates that you can use for a memo. So the heading of a memo, it's to, from, the date, the subject. That's your heading. So very different than a letter, right? We never say, oh, dear so-and-so in a memo. It's who's it going to, who's it from, what's the date, and what's the subject. And the subject is pretty important. It's telling us, you know, it's giving the reader an idea of why they have to read this, right? It can't just say, please read, or urgent. It's got to have a subject there. So memos are very specific there. So the body, we're going to talk about heading first. The body is similar to a letter, right? So that's going into all of the information that you would need to put into, to get that information across. Now I'm hoping you can see this, but this is how this is what a memo looks like. So this is the difference. So you can see it has two. This one has CC on it. What does CC stand for? Does anybody know? We use it in emails, we use it in letters. What does CC stand for?
Copy to someone?
It's copied, but do you know what the C and the C? That's okay. That's okay, Karen. And James wrote, we add another person. Yeah, so James wrote carbon copy. Tatavik, we add another person. Karen said we copy somebody. All of those are correct, but there's an actual word for the first C. Angane, go ahead.
No, I thought that copy for Arsa, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Okay, you could copy yourself. So CC stands for courtesy copy. Courtesy copy. James, you just dated yourself because you and I grew up where it was called carbon copy, where there was actually a piece of carbon in between two pieces of paper, and that carbon was the copy. I'm playing with you, James, because it's true. That's what we used to say. It was carbon copy. Now it's a courtesy copy. So this is somebody. So here's the difference. The two is the person specifically who it's going to, and they might need to take action. If it's a courtesy copy, you're telling that you're telling whoever's getting this memo, you don't have to do anything. I just wanted to make you aware as a courtesy. Okay. And Angane, you're correct. A lot of times in emails, we copy ourselves because we want to have that documentation, or in an email. Right, James? Exactly. Me either. James, one of my expressions I always use, and I have to stop using it because it dates me, is I sound like a broken record. I say it all the time and I have to stop because who knows what a record is, right? So it's funny how we have to be careful. So the C, the person you're copying, the courtesy copy, could be yourself for your own documentation, but it's usually to let someone else know that you've sent this out, that it's important, but they don't have to do anything. Okay. So if Mary is my boss and Mary has asked me to send out a memo to employees about I'm going to hold a benefits meeting for all employees so they learn about our updated benefits. I send the memo out. The two is to all of our employees, I'll name the employees. The courtesy copy is going to go to Mary. She knows what I'm doing. She's asked me to do it. So I'm not going to put her in the two. I'm going to put her in the copy to let her know, hey, I've done this. Okay. And then you have the subject, of course, and then supporting documentation. So that's an example. By the way, you can't see this very well, and I'm hoping I think my other copies might. Instead of subject, like I told you here, subject, this has RE. It's regarding or referencing. RE is the same as subject. I can either say subject or I can say RE, whichever one, it's fine. They're both appropriate. Let's look at another example. Oh, actually, I'll go through the header in detail. So who is it going to? One person, several people, a group of people, all employees. I can name 5 people of who it's going to. It doesn't have to be limited to one. When you type a memo, this is super important. Make sure those names are spelled correctly. Check them in the directory at the company. Make sure you have the correct name, or correct spelling. And we usually use titles as well, right? So if the person is a sales manager, you would say, I don't know, Jay Jones, sales manager, Kimberly Clark, receptionist, right? You're supposed to use their titles. You don't have to. You can either choose to use no titles or all the titles. You have to be consistent when you send a memo. So just be really careful. So either all recipients get titles or none of them get titles. The from, of course, is either yourself. It could be sent on behalf of a department. So it could be sent, it's the security department sending a memo out for employees on safety. This is what's the most important part and how it's different than a letter. On a memo, the person it's coming from, there has to be an initial there. You initial it. So if I'm sending a memo to you, the class, and the from says Cindy Pollock, I actually have to initial that document. So I can initial it, scan it. I can use Adobe to initial, but I must have my initial there. That takes the place of a letter where you actually sign. You have a signature. And you've all received documents, right? DocuSigns where you initial or you sign. The memo is only an initial. So you're not actually handwriting your entire, or through Adobe, you're not, actually Word you can do initials as well. So any questions on just the to or the from? Just checking in, want to make sure I don't go too fast. Your courtesy copy, who's it going to? I mean, who needs to see this? So they're not taking action. They don't need to do anything, but you're letting them know, hey, I did this, or this is just for your information only, right? It's truly just a courtesy. Something else that's different when we use a date on a memo, we actually write it out. So I would never say 7/1/24. That's today's date, right? July 1st. I would actually type out July 1st, 2024. It's more, it's less formal than a letter, but it's more formal than just sending out, an email, let's say. What does BCC mean? You know what CC means, but what did you've seen this as well in emails. What does it mean when you BCC someone? Who knows from emails? What is BCC? Nobody really? You've never used BCC on an email? It's you're blind copying someone. So if I send let's talk about emails for a second. I send an email to Angane and I CC my manager, Sveta, right? So Angane is receiving it. Sveta is CC'd. Angane can see who I've copied, right? So Angane sees that it's coming from my email address. I've CC'd Sveta and it's going to her. BCC will not show up. Let's say I want Liana to also see this, but I don't want Angane to know that I sent it to anybody else. And I don't want Svetlana to know that I sent it to anybody else. So it's blind, meaning you two cannot see that I've sent it to her. Now, memo's different. It's not email. So when I BCC somebody, I can't put their name on there and send it to other people. BCC stands, no, not CEO. Oh, yes, James, I just saw yes. So it's blind courtesy copy. And no, it's not for CEO, Tatavik. It can go to anybody. It's not just going to the CEO. But the difference is I don't put the person's name on the memo that everybody gets. So if I send a memo out to all of you and I'm going to BCC Varditer, Varditer gets a completely separate memo where she's BCC'd. So none of you know that she also received a copy, whereas you will know that everybody else received a copy, right? Because the CC will be right on it. So it's a little bit complicated, but sometimes you just don't want, we use it in email, you don't want people to know, and we definitely use it for memos sometimes as well. It's just so they have a copy. I'll give you an example just because I work in HR. If somebody has been terminated, I send it goes to the person that I've terminated. The CC is their manager, because those are two people that would know the person's being fired. But the BCC might go to the payroll department so that they know that this person doesn't need to be paid any longer, or to our benefits department, or to maybe the CEO. So the person knows they're no longer with this organization. So I'm being respectful and not sending it out to all employees, right? But I do have to blind copy. How would the BCC know they are BCC'd if their name is not on the memo? So James, what I would do is it's a separate memo. So if you're going to be my BCC, I've sent a memo out to the entire class. They've been either CC'd, right? So I'm sorry, let me change that. I send a memo to Anna. I CC the rest of the class, but not you, James. After I've sent that memo out, I create another memo and BCC you, James, so that you receive it, but the other people don't know that you've received it. It's a separate document. And it's just like I said, if I'm going to fire somebody, I'm not going to BCC everybody's name so that everybody can see it. I send them individual memos. Anna.
Yes, I have a question. Sometimes teachers from school send me message and I see just me and nobody in this letter, but I know it's for all parents. But sometimes she forget and give all email, and it's like it's bad because you shouldn't give this information to all people.
No, it's really bad. Yes, the reason she can see just her name is because everybody's been BCC'd, right? So even when you all, thank you for sharing that, Anna. That's a great example. When I sent an email out to all of you last week through Outlook, you were all BCC'd because you shouldn't have access to any other classmates' email. So when I sent it to you, everyone was BCC'd. So you never saw the class's name in Outlook, right? In Canvas, you will, because you're all part of the class. But yeah, that's a great example. Let me check the chat. Got it. Yes, your name, yes, James, you would be the BCC recipient. Your name would be typed in there, but you would get it. Yeah. Awesome. It's just saying, okay, they don't know I have this, but I got it. Really good questions, everyone. All right. The subject is super important. What's the intent? And again, you can't just say, please read, or this is urgent. It's got to be very specific because whatever you write underneath it, goes back to that subject. So it's really the intent. There's two examples down here. It's not a long sentence, but it is concise. You do need to let the person know. So for example, my subject could be benefits meeting being held this Friday, or Friday the whatever, July 5th, 2024. That's the subject. So underneath, whoever's reading it knows, okay, this is going to give me more information on this meeting. Okay, so you are very specific in your subject. Okay, questions? I don't want to go too fast. Couple more examples for you. This one happens to have letterhead. So letterhead is your company stationery, right? So it's what they send out memos on. So this one has your to. In this case, there is a title here that he's the president. It tells you who it's from. And look here, initials, the person initialed. Subject, elimination of degree program. Pretty specific there. I know that everything underneath is going to tell me more about this. The date, and these are my my 3 CCs. Okay. Just a sample. Like I said, I learn best when I see samples, so I'm hoping they will help you out as well. Same thing here. Now, this one's a little different. This person signed their whole name. They don't need to. She could have just done DS. So again, it's not a signature, it's an initial. So again, this was done on letterhead. This one was done on letterhead as well. This one's really hard to read. So I'm not gonna. Ooh, this one's even harder to read, Rosemary. Oh my goodness. She scanned some of these documents. This one's interesting. I don't know if you can see it, but they actually spelled out the entire memorandum instead of memo. You don't see that too often. I guess it would depend on, oh, it's a government department. That's why they're a little bit more formal. In this sample, it's just, they wanted to show you that there's a second page of people that it's going to. You can list that on a completely different page. Now this one I do, just based on the few things that I just taught you, what's missing up here? There's two things that are missing in my heading.
Date?
Yes, thank you. Date. What else? One more thing. And initials. Thank you, James. Good job. You're missing the date and you're missing the initials for Steve. So excellent. Okay, let's do a quick little overview. Sometimes it's nice to hear from people other than me. I'm going to stop sharing for a second. I am going to find my video. Hold on. Quick, just 2 little minutes summary on memos. I'm going to do a quick sound check.
Need to update your colleagues on important.
Can you all hear that? Awesome.
Information or make an announcement at your workplace, a business memo can be an ideal way to address a specific audience in a formal context. A memo is a document that is often created with a word processor and typically printed for distribution. The format is similar to email. It usually begins with a header section that lists recipients and other details. Let's take a closer look at what's included in the header. 2. Include each recipient's name and job title. For example, Miranda Lawson, Director of Marketing. If you're addressing a designated group, however, simply state the name of the group. For example, Accounting Department. From. Include your name and title. Date. Write out the complete date, month, day, and year. Subject. Make the subject brief and descriptive. Unlike emails or letters, most business memos skip the greeting, such as, "Dear Miss Lawson," and immediately go into the body text. Whenever you start a paragraph in a memo, always put the main point of the paragraph first. You can also use bullets or numbers to clearly present points or lists. This will make your writing direct and easy to follow. Memos generally don't include a farewell. It may be appropriate depending on your message or your company's style, but if you do include a farewell, make it brief. Remember that revision is vital for any quality document. Before you submit your memo to your audience, consider getting feedback from a colleague to ensure your message is effective and professional. Business memos are a powerful way to distribute information among your colleagues. As you practice and study, your memos will become more efficient and polished in no time.
Yay. Let me, hold on a second. Let's close this so it doesn't start again. Let me stop my share. Any questions on that? That was a nice little summary, I thought. And just as a reminder, if in this example, there were 2 people with 2 titles, if one person doesn't have a title, don't include a title for the first person either. Everything has to be consistent. Any questions? All this stuff is so good to know. It really, really is. It's going to help you on your jobs. All right. Let me go. So how many of you are in Canvas and you can you're in Zoom, but you can also access Canvas. Okay, thanks, James. Thanks, Bardater. Okay, okay. Because this is something that we would do together just for practice. I don't want to leave anybody out, but I do know that some, oh, awesome. Almost all of you are. So this is going to be fine. And if for some reason you can't do it right this minute, you can do this a little bit later. But let me show you what we're going to do together. Let me go to share my screen. Get me over to Canvas. It's just a practice. Oops, not that. Okay. In here, I have to take this back even further because I don't want to confuse anybody. Give me one sec. Okay. In this week's day one module, we're going through the PowerPoint. So we're going through that together. There's something that we're going to do together as a class right now. It is considered an assignment. You're going to get points for it, but I just want to practice a couple of things to see, you know, how you do here. Okay. So in your Canvas shell, in your modules, you will open up classwork, formatting memo headers. Okay. And I'm going to show you where it is. Close this up. So we are doing this during class. I'll grade it after submission, but let's talk about what I want you to do. This is just practice. And I feel like when we do it as a group, it can sometimes help us, especially for the assignment that's going to be due. So there are 3 people that we need to send memos to. Okay. These are the 3 memos that I need to send a memo to. So if I were to take this first one, and you're all going to do this, who is it going to? Who's the recipient? Who's this memo going to go to, everyone?
To Cindy.
No.
No.
I'll take it, but no. I highlighted it. It's going to Lauren Wolf, right? So if I write, yeah, so Liana, if I write my memo, it's going to go to Lauren. And then what do I have to do with this date? The way it's written is wrong. What would I need to do?
We have to change for today's date.
No, you could, but what else should I do? You can change it to today's date, but go ahead.
We have to write 10 in words like October 8th.
October,
Oh,
right.
Yes,
so
I see.
Yes, so if it was this date, we would say October 8, 2008. But you could change it to today's date as long as you write out July. And then who is the memo from?
Martin Day.
Martin Day, yes. And what's the subject?
Requesting a volunteer is to sponsor.
Yeah, exactly. So that's an example of how I would take number 1 and put it into memo format. So this is what all of us can do. Let me kind of tell you what I did. This is a discussion, right? So I went down, and here's a sample how to do this. I started this already. So I took Lauren Wolf, Martin Day, here's my subject, here's my date. Okay, I tried to follow the format here. You are going to do the same thing. You don't have to do Lauren, but you will do the heading for number 2 and number 3. You're going to do this right now. So when you're in Canvas, you hit reply and then you set up your memos. So my next one, I'm going to do the same thing, right? I'm going to have to from subject. You're all going to do this now on your end as well. So you can start the other two. Okay, so don't worry about number one, everyone. I just showed you what it was, but you're going to look at number 2 and number 3. And I want you to be into your discussion and I want to see you start typing, like how you would set this up. I'm going to save mine. Good. So go ahead, jump into Canvas, go into this module. It's called Classwork Formatting Memo Headers. And we should be able to start seeing responses. I'll give you about 3 minutes. I only see one so far, everyone.
Miss Cindy, I'm so sorry I lost connection.
Karen,
What am I
don't you
doing?
worry about this because you're in, I don't know,
Oh,
you're
okay.
on your phone, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to do this till afterwards. So don't worry.
Okay, I'll do it when I get.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No worries. So far, I'm seeing just one post. How are the rest of you doing? Talk to me. No one's
I
talking to
sent
me.
already.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
There you go. Excellent. Which, okay. Oh, I see. Some of you are coming. There we go. They're coming in. They're coming in. Give you 2 more minutes and then we're going to discuss. Make sure you don't have any questions.
Teacher, you should do second one also.
Second and third one. At least do one for me so that I know you got it. And for those of you that can't do it in, while we're sitting here, you're welcome to catch up later. Okay, I'm gonna interrupt you. I'm gonna interrupt you, see what we have so far and answer any questions. So let me go back. And again, if you weren't able to do this number 2 and number 3 while we were in class, just make sure it shows up later so that I can give you a grade for it, right? Because this is worth some points. So our second one, Sveta, this is you, and it was set up very well, except what do I need to do here? Have anyone answer?
Write it out in
Yes,
words.
write it out. So this would be October 8th, 2008. This would be July 20th, 2024. Okay. Excellent. Yeah, excellent job with the to and the from, and great subject line. So let's go back up and look. So this is what I liked. This was number 3 then, right? Yeah, this is number 3. So this is what I liked about what you did. Let me go back down to here. Sorry, guys, don't mean to make you. What she did, and this is super important, we don't use Mrs. in business, right? So don't use Mr., Ms., it's always just first name, last name, unless they have a doctor there. If it's a doctor as they're titled, we would. So I really want to thank you for taking that out. That was a great observation. Some of you know this from my other class, but those that are new to me, you wouldn't know that. Let's go to, let me see another one, Nazelli. Okay, department heads, Ann Schaefer next year, and she wrote out the dates. Absolutely. This one, Liana, you didn't know, so we would take Mrs. out just because that's not how we. Congratulations on the contract. You spelled excellent subject lines. So if you're welcome. So if I did, and thank you, James, if I did not see your post here, you must do that. Okay. This is something that we do in class. So, but not everybody had access to a laptop. So I did not want you to be stressed out that you're a desktop that you couldn't do your assignment. Make sure you do put it in there though, because I will grade it. I'm going to give you points and I'll make a little comment if anything needed to change. All right. Here's the good news. If we go back to the PowerPoint very quickly, I know we're running out of time. This class went by too fast. This was just, it kind of shows you how you would put this together. So, whoops, there we go. There we go. This is a way that you could put it together if needed. And again, I take out Mrs. and Mr. I don't teach my classes that way. So this, I don't want to change Rosemary's slide, but we don't use Mr. or Ms. in the business environment. I'm going to stop sharing for a second. Okay. Here's the good news. There was more lecture to go through, and there's an assignment that you're going to need to do, but we did run out of time. So the only thing you need to do between now and Wednesday, when we meet again, is to actually do the assignment we were just working on. Okay, so put your answers in Canvas and I'll grade those. On Wednesday, because I want to be respectful of your time, on Wednesday, I'll finish the lecture and then I'll jump into the lecture for day 2. So I really thank you for your attention today to talk about something that we don't really talk about, you know, letters and memos in the workplace. So they're kind of just expected that we know how to do them, and we don't. So lovely meeting my new students. Great seeing my students I've either had in the past or who in my current class now. I will let you go for the day. Are there questions for me before you leave? Everyone's like, no, Cindy, we're good. Okay. So I'll
No
see.
any questions.
Awesome. So enjoy the rest of the day and I'll see some of you tomorrow.
Bye.
All right. Bye, everyone. Have a
Bye,
good day.
teacher. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Professor.
See you later. Goodbye.
Bye. Have a great day.
You too. You too.
Bye. Have a nice day.
You too, Mary. Bye.